I'm aware that many Vegas Pro 11 users are people new to the software, and indeed new to video editing in general. And so if this description relates to you, then let me point out in this brief tutorial, I'm going to quickly talk you through the system requirements you will need to adhere to allow Vegas Pro 11 to run on your PC. Sony state that the following conditions or specifications must be met for a satisfactory experience. That all said, video editing is one of the most CPU resource-hungry applications that your PC will be subjected to, and therefore I would strongly suggest the following system specifications are regarded as minimum specifications. So, if at all you can improve on them, your workflow will be made much easier, more fluent, and much more pleasurable as a result. Also, you will find that with an increased specification set, you will be able to work through your projects much quicker, and therefore you won't experience any delay whilst you are waiting for your clips to be rendered, etc. So, what are Sony's specified system requirements? Well, to run this version 11, you'll need a higher operating system than the previous versions of version 10 and version 11, which could run on Windows XP. For this version, for your operating system, you'll need Microsoft Windows Vista 64-bit SP2, or Windows 7 64-bit, or if you are bang up to date, then Windows 8 64-bit operating system. I'm using Windows 7 64-bit, and so far I've had no problems. Now, for straightforward standard definition video files, the processor required is similar to version 10 in that you will need a 2 GHz processor. However, you will need a multi-core or multi-processor CPU, and this is recommended for high definition or stereoscopic 3D work. Vegas Pro 11 as a program will require 500 megabytes of hard disk space for the installation. Now this is 100 megabytes more than previously required, so you'll assume the program is better. Additionally, you'll need 3 gigabytes more of RAM than required for version 10. Here in version 11, you'll need 4 gigabytes of RAM with 8 gigabytes recommended. And remember, 4 gigabytes is the minimum specification. As I said, 8 gigabytes or more is recommended. If you want to capture video footage from your digital camera within Vegas Pro rather than having it provided to you on disk, for example, then you'll need an OHCI-compatible IEEE 1394DV card for DV and HDV capture and print to tape. If you have one of those camcorders that you can connect via a USB cable, then you will need USB 2 connections, i.e. for importing from AVCHD, XD-CAM-X, NX-CAM or DVD camcorders. That said, I would have thought every PC today has got at least one USB 2 connection available. Most new PCs today are running USB 3. You'll also need a Windows-compatible sound card. I'm fairly sure you won't have a problem there. And to install the program, if you are actually installing it from a DVD, then of course you do need a DVD-ROM drive. I'm pointing this out to differentiate between buying the program as a download or by buying it on disc as a boxed product. Of course you don't need a DVD drive if you've downloaded the program from Sony's website. That said, I'd be very surprised if you haven't got a DVD drive on your system. Further from this, if you want to do some CD or DVD burning, then you'll need a supported CD or DVD recordable drive. Of course, the same applies for Blu-ray disc burning too. That all said, Vegas Pro 11 isn't a DVD burning program. You'll need its partner program, DVD Architect, for that, or a program like Adobe's Encore. Now you can look at Sony's website to check for compatible CD, DVD and Blu-ray disc drives. Now, in the rare event, although it's possible, in the rare event that the installation doesn't go as smoothly as you hoped, then you'll need to consider the following. You also need Microsoft.net Framework version 3.51 installed on your PC. If you haven't got this, then you can get it from Microsoft's website, or if you've got an application disk with your copy of Vegas Pro, then you'll find it on the disk itself. And finally, you'll need Apple QuickTime 7.16 or later. Now, just referring back to this .NET Framework version 3 that I just mentioned, Sony do indicate that once you have installed version 3 of this .NET Framework, then in the Windows Add and Remove Programs listing, then you will see version 2 and version 3. But they strongly state that you mustn't uninstall version 2 of this .NET Framework. And the reason is because it is required by version 3. Version 3 itself adds functionality to .NET version 2. Now, I know all that sounds a little bit scary, I agree. However, as I've said, the necessary files are on your installation disk. Finally, if you want to take advantage of using GPU-accelerated video processing, then you'll need an OpenCL-supported NVIDIA, AMD/ATI or Intel GPU graphics card with 512 megabytes of memory or more. Again, visit Sony's website for further information about compatible cards. Okay, so those are the system requirements, and as I referred to at the beginning of this tutorial, I would regard these as the minimum system requirements. If you can, then get much better specifications, because then your experience with Vegas Pro 11 will be all the better for it.